What is up, guys? Your main man Snaggle coming at you with a new video today here with my little buddy G. My little buddy G who's going to help me out in this video. Today I am taking a look at my 7 favorite games that I have in my collection behind me. Not necessarily in order 1 through 7. These are just 7 of my favorite games that I happen to own in some form or another. Real quick before we get into the video, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. For the NES, we have Little League Baseball Championship Series, Super Mario Bros. 2,
Super Mario Bros. 3,
Super Mario Bros. 3, that's right. For the Sega Genesis, we have Flashback, RBI Baseball 4, and World Series Baseball 95. For the Nintendo 64, hold it up so the camera can see, we have The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And last but not least, from the 3DS, we have The Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds. So now jumping into my 7 favorite. Now you'll notice in the honorable mentions I had both Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Bros. 3. Well, there's a good reason for that. Because one of my favorites that I have is the Super Mario All-Stars 25th Anniversary Collection for the Wii. Now this has the Super Mario Bros. All-Stars game that was released on the Super Nintendo, and it has a soundtrack CD with a bunch of your favorite Super Mario Bros. Tunes, and it has a Super Mario Bros. History book. It is open. I don't have it sealed. It is easily one of my favorite games because it encompasses all of my favorite Mario games into one, which is great. Next up, we have what probably is my favorite game of all time, and that is The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Yep. Anybody who knows me knows this is my favorite game. I've sunk over 400 hours into it, which is now going to increase with the release of the special edition, right?
Yep.
It's pretty cool. There's like dragons and stuff. Yep, dragons and stuff. Can't go wrong with dragons and stuff. Next up, we have WCW NWO Revenge, which is my favorite wrestling game of all time, and probably my second favorite Nintendo 64 game, as Grayson is spoiling the next game. WCW NWO Revenge was great. Yes, that era of graphics was a little bit choppy and polygony, but the moves were great. The create a wrestler, edit a wrestler was great. The finishing moves were great. And yeah, everything about WCW NWO Revenge was just awesome. Grayson's got the next one, Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. So Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo is a fabulous game, one of the best Super Nintendo games that you can get. I very easily could have picked Donkey Kong Country 2. Donkey Kong Country 3 is also a good game. I've got both of those behind me. But the first Donkey Kong Country was awesome. It had great characters, great power-ups. The graphics were fantastic for that era of video games. It's just all around super awesome. 5th in the list, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I did not have a Super Nintendo as a kid. I was a Genesis child. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for me was the pinnacle of Genesis. It was an unbelievable game. I mean, even just going to the Casino Night Zone and just playing the slot machine over and over and over and over made this game hella fun. One of the best games of all time, and yeah, definitely one of my favorite games. Next up is Baseball Stars for the NES, which is one of my favorite sports games. It was unbelievably ahead of its time. I did a video on Baseball Stars last year. I did my top 5 sports games of all time, and it was on the list. NES game, 125 game season modes, create a team, create a player, sign a player, release a player, edit a player. Everything about this game was awesome. The teams were awesome. With the American Dreams, which is based off of real MLB players and legends, the Ninja Black Sox, the Lovely Ladies. It was a fantastic, fantastic game. The gameplay was awesome. If you are a sports fanatic, there is literally no reason you should not have Baseball Stars in your collection and play it at least once a year. And last but not least, in my top 7 favorite games that I own is GoldenEye 007 for the Nintendo 64. This one for me is like high school nostalgia. What are you doing? I remember getting together with my buddies and playing 4-player Bond. It was awesome. We spent many a night and weekend just playing with our no odd job rules. It's a great game. Again, it's one of those games that if you still like to go back and play classic games, there's no reason why you shouldn't own GoldenEye 007. It's awesome. Even the single player, I mean, I like it mostly for the multiplayer, but the single player campaign was awesome and fantastic. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking up GoldenEye 007. Well, guys, that is a look at my 7 favorite games from my personal video game collection. Let me know down in the comments below what some of your guys' personal favorites are, what you guys think of some of the games that I had.
Bye!
Not yet. Not yet. We got to give them the hard sell. Got to give them the hard sell. Make sure that you like.
Thumbs up.
Yep. And share.
There.
Yep. And subscribe to the channel by clicking on the picture of my head that's right above my finger. And until next time,
Peace.
peace.